Okay, so I'm going to make a little instructional video on how to do how to scan negatives for the archives project. I'm not going to videotape how to put the negatives on the tray. That's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to make a note. When you're putting the negatives on the trays, on the scanner, on the tray, make sure that you do not put any fingerprints on the glass slides that go on the tray. Make sure there's no fibers, no dust, anything like that, because what that'll do is that'll show up on the negative scan and it's not going to make it look good. It's going to be very hard to process out. So make sure there's nothing on it. Wipe it down every time if you need to. At least check it. Try to touch the sides of the glass when you're putting them on there, and that'll prevent fingerprints. Okay, good. So the first thing you're going to do, hit the Windows key. Okay? That's going to pull up the taskbar. Select Epson scan. Good. Make sure it's on Epson Perfection V700A-750 or /750. Epson scans loading. Good. Now, pretty much everything right here you will not need to change at all while you're scanning negatives. When you pull it up, it should automatically be right where you need it. One thing you do want to make sure when you're scanning, film with film holder is the only thing you're going to be using for negatives. I've not had to use film with film area guide yet, and reflective you're only going to be using when you have that white reflective tray that goes up on the top of the scanner and you're scanning a physical photo that's already been processed. So color negative film is going to stay the same, 24-bit color stays the same. Speed priority scanning I haven't used yet, I don't know what it is, so we're not even going to go there. Resolution, leave that at 1200 DPI. Some photos will require a little bit higher DPI, 2400, 3200, but it takes a really, really long time to scan. It's a higher quality, but you'll be sitting here for an hour. Okay, the rest of this, don't even worry about it. We're not going to worry about any of this just yet, so go ahead and hit preview. So now it says the preview scan is in progress, and we'll just wait for it. Okay, good. So those are up. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to crop these photos because I don't know if you can see it all that well, but see right down here, there's this little white line. Also, there's a little white line up here. It's in most of these photos. We do not want those in the photo. Those lines up there may be black or maybe white, or you may have them on the sides. You may have other obvious distortions on the photo along the edges. We do not want those. We want those cut out. We just want the photo. So, you're going to take your cursor, you're going to bring it up to the photo, and you're going to crop out that white. Now, sometimes, there will be enough of the photo that you can kind of be a little generous with the cropping. You don't have to conserve as much of it. Other times, you may be cutting off a head or something like that if you're cropping it. So you'll have to be more conservative with the cropping. But you can it speeds it up if you can take more of the photo. Just use your judgment on that. Okay, good. So that's done. now what we're going to do is we're going to select all. I'm actually going to show you as well, if you need to zoom in on a photo because you want to make sure you get the white or be more precise, double click on it and you'll get a larger preview of it. And then you can adjust things a little further. To go back, just hit this thumbnail icon. That'll bring you back. Okay, good. So we're going to hit select all. Now, we're going to move over here to adjustments. Excuse me. These four, backlight correction, color restoration, grain reduction, and unsharp mask, are the only four adjustments that you are going to need to worry about. Dust removal and digital ICE technology, don't even worry about it. For the most part, this will be unchecked. Grain reduction, you will always select. And backlight correction, you may or may not need, but you can see what it does to the photos here. Just corrects the lighting a little bit in the photo. Now, oftentimes, you may need to adjust this. I hardly have ever had to put the backlight correction to high. I usually just leave it at medium. Sometimes even bring it to low. Now, color restoration, don't generally use, just because it turns the photos, it brings out a lot of the blues in the photo, and sometimes that's a little harder to process, and doesn't always look as pleasant. It takes away from the natural color. So here, it doesn't look too bad, so I'm going to leave it that way. Actually, you know what? I'm going to deselect color restoration. And there you go. Now what you're going to do is you're going to hit scan. Pulls up this little window here. Now, if you're doing a scan for the first time, for the day, or for that folder, you may have a previous folder up here where it says other, and it has the name and the shoot number. You go to browse, and you're pretty much going to be looking for 2013 or 2012. Right now we're just using the 2012 server. You're going to go to the Archives Project 2012, got that clicked, and then you're going to find the folder inside there, subfolder. Now I've already got this selected, I'm going to hit OK, and that's that. The file name, the prefix and the number, is going to be the number, or the name, and the shoot number. You're going to go to the end of that, and you can either hit space, or you can put a dash there. And that's so that number here is going to go on the end of that, and that's the photo number. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit space for this one. And since I've already been scanning, this is going to be this is the correct sequence of numbers. Now, if it's a first time scan, what you're going to do is you're going to set this to 01 because it's the first series, and after that, you pretty much won't need to touch that because the numbers will follow in sequence. Now, the image format is always going to be TIFF, T-I-F-F. Never scan in any of these, bitmap, JPEG, PDF, nothing like that. Those are useless to us while we're scanning. Always TIFF. Now these you're going to pretty much leave the same. Always keep this checked. Always keep that checked. You can select Open Image Folder after scanning, just so you can check to see if the photos actually went in there. I'm going to uncheck this just because it gets kind of annoying having another window pop up all the time. Now, I'm not going to hit OK because I've already scanned these, but you'll hit OK after you've done all this, and the photos will start scanning. And that's the process. I'll show you how to do processing it through Adobe Lightroom later.